Welcome back, everyone. Let's play Rule the Waves as Austria-Hungary, episode number 68, and I think this will be the last episode in the series. I'm actually, it's not that I really want everything to end, but I kind of am hoping, how do I say this? I think that this series has played itself out, is I think the best way of saying it. That right now, we're not really getting any kind of interesting results. Yeah, I think at this point it would be much more interesting to play a new game. So that's my thoughts on the matter, which I guess do count for something, considering I am the only person who can determine whether or not the series goes on. Anyways, we're going to fire at these guys, and then we're going to rush them, and then we're going to torpedo them, and then we're going to realize that the transports are over here the whole time. I don't know. This is a transport slaughter mission, so do we want to waste torpedoes on destroyers? Probably not. I think I'll just be the sole controller of torpedo launches for now. Dictator Tortuga. I am dictating what they should do, so I guess there's some truth in that. Yeah, we'll go over here and I think we'll launch our torpedoes into those guys. And then if, we're managing to land a couple hits, it's just a miracle. All I really care about doing is getting in, putting some torpedoes into these guys, and then getting out. Also, it looks like we're going to smother them with gunfire. Okay, so this is also one way of doing it. In fact, you need to slow down a bit and peel back. I'm going to start letting these guys launch their torpedoes. I hit cancel. That's not what I wanted. Okay, there we go. So that's what I want, and now you guys can launch your torpedoes. Alright, there we go. This should really do it. Oh, look at these destroyers coming in. We'll save the day. We're so sorry we left you all to die. Yeah. Quite unfortunate, isn't it? I'm a little surprised we haven't gotten the notification that we've sunk 6 transports already. Which is, the goal. We can just basically sink these transports and then leave. But if we're really smart, we can probably engage at range. The idea of engaging at range is that we can use our radar, which is obviously working really well. Let's get these guys in there. I mean, we don't want to use our radar unless radar directed fire. We'd prefer visual when possible. It would be nice to sink a single destroyer, but where's our nearest port? Yeah, we probably just fold back and go to port. Why do they still have transports in such large convoys deciding that this is a good place to be? I don't know. It's not something I would recommend if I was in charge of their navy. So we'll take one last pass through. All I know is we did get a single hit on at least one of their destroyers. So that's the good news. Yeah, I would say that has been more than accomplished. And if we escape without taking any more damage, it's even better. These guys always seem like they're going so fast, but I think they're actually just transports. It's crazy to think they're just transports, but well, these guys must all be dead. Are you a transport? I mean, you must be. You're going slow, but you weren't going slow a moment ago, I swear. So the reason I want to sink these is because it does increase our victory point benefit, and I think this is in support of whatever it's called, a landing, right? Is it? Alright, we have no torpedoes left, and no torpedoes left. So, yeah, make all speed to the nearest port. I think we've done it, right? I think that we've eliminated enough transports we don't care. Vision range is very narrow. That's great. I'm going to actually have these guys go ahead and enter gunfire range. We can get those single hits off if we're so lucky. Go up to squad max here, which is only 27. Oh no. So are they engaging? I can't tell if they're firing at us or not. I think the yellow is the... Yeah, I don't know if they're engaging or not, so we'll just go to port. I think we've sunk enough transports that this is going to be a victory. And when daytime comes, if it comes, it will come eventually. If they're still there, yeah, it'll also be a opportunity for our airplanes to get involved. So Cagliari, we probably should put some torpedo planes on Cagliari. Let's go down to 20, just cruise away at this point. Still kind of considering, do I want to go back? I want to make sure we win, and that was a lot of transport ships, but they also get victory points for every transport ship you don't kill. Okay, we're sending out airplanes, so I'm just going to go. We'll leave these guys out. Oh, well, the weather limits air operations, so that's no longer fun. Okay, it is a Austro-Hungarian victory. In fact, France ended up negative in points, so that means that's because we sank every single one of their convoy ships. Wow. They were up in number, 9-7, destroyer-wise, but anyway, it's a victory, and most importantly, I think that means... Oh, I was going to say that we can take that invasion spot, but this will also work. The Prime Minister has been deposed, a communist regime has taken over. They've been forced to accept harsh peace conditions. Admiral Tortugo. Tortugo? No, that's the other one. We'll just go with Admiral Tortuga for this one, huh? Admiral Tortuga has a 20-point victory. Oh my gosh, these are extremely rare. Obviously, we're not going to hold back here. We still have 7 points remaining. We could take like everything. There's no... I just can't... I don't want Africa. Well, I don't want that part of Africa. I just want the Mediterranean. We're going to get Corsica, Algeria, and Tunisia. By the way, Algeria, I don't remember. Is this considered... I don't know if it's... Okay, that's a lot of crap. Yeah, I get it. But where are you again? Casablanca. Morocco. I don't know if Morocco is in the Mediterranean or not. Damn it. Damn it. Well, we might as well have taken Senegal and Middle Congo as well, since I forgot that. You can see why I have confusion. There's only one base of Morocco, which is inside of one of the sea zones, and that sea zone happens to be the Mediterranean. It is not, in fact, the West African sea box, and nothing about this territory is actually connected. The blue lines, by the way, are just how you transit from one box to the other. So yeah, that's I would say that's a very confusing thing. Anyway, that's gonna be okay, just because we're at the end of this game anyway. Let me do the honorable thing though and bring my people back under a satisfactory budget before I retire. And we can already start making, I think, some comments about the series. I had a lot of fun with it. I usually do, that's not surprising. I mean, these are so common, I wouldn't be doing them all the time if I didn't have a good time. Oh crap, we're gonna need to put people in. Eastern, Western Africa. Mediterranean, let's see what our requirements are there. Hopefully just really small. Oh, 0. Okay, well maybe that's just 0 this turn. How are we going to be? So let's first do this. Everyone to reserve. And then let's start mothballing everything we can. Up to and including carriers. And we're now positive 3,000. Wow, we are negative 150,000. My gosh, that's bad. That is really bad. Now, we're on mothball for these. I don't know what that means, but I will allow it. Because we are desperate. Alright, 6,000. We can do better. We can mothball even more. Maybe. I mean, the Nikes, maybe it's their turn. Oh my gosh, these are still around? Well, I think this is finally the time. It's the curtain call for our old battleships. A fine salute and a fond farewell to a class that's, I mean, they've been with us for a long time. I don't know how much action they've seen. Well, we are going to scrap them. Yeah, we still have 3 of just cutting edge, super modern battleships. Radetzky, the worst of them, is still probably head and shoulders the best battleship besides my ultimate class of battleships. 11 17-inch guns, 13-inch belt, 14-inch turret. That's not that high for turret. Could be higher. 28 knots. Yeah, this was only a 49,000 ton endgame ship. It's not that high. Yes, we'll move on. Let me see if I can get us out of there. Naval Statistical Department has compiled a study of enemy aircraft losses during the recent war. Yeah, fighters, only 3% by Sam. Good old Uncle Sam shooting down 3% of our airplanes. Good job. Heavy still did 3 times as much work. Now, we don't have that many SAMs out there, I don't think. But medium A did a lot. Light starting to become reduced. Okay, that was kind of interesting to see at least. Oh yeah, we got these guys on active. Let's put them on reserve. I'm still hoping that we can... And by the way, is this really still 0? Awesome. Had I known, I would have made that... Would have made it 0 a lot. And look at this, 100. So we just need 10 more months. 10 more months. Will the prestige last? I think it will. Okay, Madagascar is now independent. Let's kind of look at our budget too. We are up there. 3rd. The United States is insane. They're over double us. I mean, they're 50% more than Great Britain even at this point. Which actually seems kind of realistic anyway. We have a bigger naval budget than Germany. By not too much. Would have been a good war for us to go out fighting Germany, I think. Not to be, though, I think. Very little time left for that to happen. Alright, we did get a new torpedo bomber. Great Britain has granted independence to Zanzibar. Let's start doing this, true. Navy fences are in the red. You should do your utmost to get your finances in order. Otherwise, your prestige will suffer. Reduce your... It's an interesting notification to give me in 1956 after my funds have been in the red for, oh, I don't know, 15 months or so. At least a year, right? Yeah, we probably could mothball a few more. That's what I was talking about doing, but then never did. We'll just scrap you. I'm not going to refit anybody at this point. That was the Metternich. Great name, by the way. I don't think Letherington's watching the series at this point, but it was a good name. It was a submission from him. Hope he doesn't mind my sharing. Let's see. You know, these old Graf Palfreys, are these like... Oh man, they're still good. Still decent light cruisers. fact, the Nikes are the oldest ones. Let's mothball these. Maybe they're overdue for... okay, I knew it. These might be overdue for retirement. Let's see if we can just get one. Yep. Fleet morale, doesn't matter. Yeah, we'll take budget at this point. We kind of desperately need it. 77. Did that not go up? Jamaica's free. '62. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We have no submarines left. It's a very interesting era for the next admiral to come in. They get a clean slate as far as submarines go. Now, Austria-Hungary, they could really deal. They would do very well with some green water submarines, some local coastal ones. Yeah, some electro-diesel. I mean, not electro-diesel, but the electric ones. Yeah, we're getting there. We will sell anything and everything. Planes are still being developed, improvements. Not that it will make much of a difference, but they don't know that. The world is coming to an end in 4 more months. Maybe just 1 more month. Many people in naval circles express their doubts about your leadership. If your prestige sinks further, you run a risk of being replaced. Obviously, the game mechanics fair. Oh my gosh, look at our prestige. It's so cool. I can't wait. I really hope we get a look at you gotta stay tuned for the graph, which is gonna come at the end of this, where we see my prestige. It's gonna be very funny. But I don't want to leave the Navy completely gutted. So these Nikes, are they worth keeping? I really do think that they are. They have... Let me open the design real fast before I make my final decision, but they have good heavy anti-aircraft guns. They don't have any SAMs, which, they probably could use, but they do have a catapult with some float planes. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay, I hope. Let me try to mothball just one more. Can I mothball one more? Yes. You were criticized by the Navy League and the target of negative press editorials. You are in danger of being replaced. Maybe we could just go until we're replaced. Now, technically, next month I will be positive. 2 1,400-pound bombs at medium load. 374. I have survived. Tortuga survives not just the war, but the prestige. Yeah, that's great. So what was I going to check? Yeah, the airplanes. Medium. 2 1,400 bombs, 300 and something. Yeah, I mean, ours looks similar, and it's 1954. It is 1957, so yeah. Okay, well, this is, I think, a good screen for us to be taking a look at. Kind of figure out what the speeds we have here. We definitely have, do we have any obvious jets? This fighter going 477 knots seems like it would be a jet. Although, not necessarily. You could get a jet going a max speed. I mean, you could get, what was the P-51 had could go maybe in a dive it could go 500 miles per hour. 600 kilometers an hour? I'm actually trying to remember my time in aisle 2. I'm not trying to pull these specs out of thin air. I'm just trying to remember the gauge. But on the Lightning, you probably only went 300 miles per hour. Yeah, I think when I think of 600 kilometers an hour, I think I'm thinking of the German aircraft. Oh, it's easy enough. You can just Google it. I could do that myself if I wanted. And maybe I will after this video's over. But yeah, this is definitely going to call this video to a close. So we end the game with an astonishingly high 14 prestige. It's a joke, of course. This is maybe the lowest amount of prestige I've ever finished a game with. Our budget is good compared to everyone from where Austria-Hungary, what, they start second worst? Do they start the worst? I think they start better than Italy. But second worst up to third. Out of 7, that's decent. So, I mean, we can say we moved up 3 positions, right? 6th to 3rd, yeah. So that means we bypassed France, Russia, and Germany. I think Italy starts worse. Yeah, their budget is terrible. No small feat climbing that high. We leave our successor with 3 battleships. It's obviously no longer a battleship era, and even the only people who don't seem to realize that is Great Britain. I mean, they've obviously trimmed down quite a lot, but they still have a total of 13 battleship and battle cruisers. The United States even has trimmed down only 3 battleships, but they have 6 battle cruisers. And I guess that kind of, I mean, I don't know what they're calling a battle cruiser. They should all be fast battleships at this point. And the fact that these are 6 at 240, so these are about 40,000 each. These are only 40,000 each as well. So they're lighter. I mean, 40,000 is still a very decent size for a battleship. Then you get to the carriers. Well, 31 carriers, at least. I mean, you can say that the United States clearly did not miss the boat on that. No pun intended. 17 carriers for Great Britain. I kind of feel they could do better there. But they're letting all these nations become independent right now, so maybe it has something to do with that. We're also allied to both of them, I forgot. What a great way for... We are leaving Austria-Hungary in very, very safe hands. Well, in a very safe situation. Naval aircraft, very low compared to everyone. No, I guess we're just barely... That kind of makes sense. I mean, obviously submarines is something that it's an open... available for future investment. Yeah, destroyers are actually kind of low, huh? Light cruisers are maybe on the high side. Heavy cruisers, you might say on the low side. I think they're kind of they're more or less where they should be. Anyway, so that is going to do it. Let's go ahead and resign and look at the end. Prestige. Oh, no. It only... Okay, here it did. So this is very funny. Our prestige starts low at 20 or so. Drops down because of some events where I chose not to use prestige. And then we had a war, and we got a lot of prestige from Italy. We had another war with Italy, got more prestige. Had a war with Russia, didn't get that much prestige. Had a war with Great Britain, got more prestige, a decent amount. I don't know what happened here, by the way. Some plummet. Then we had another war with Great Britain, got a lot more prestige, and another war with prestige. We went to war with Great Britain 3 times in a row. That's 1923 here. So then we had a period of peace, and then a very long war with the United States and Russia. Some victories there, I think. Can't see what these battles are, but prestige, huge drop at the end of this. What the heck was that from? I wonder what that was from. Huh. I don't remember. I honestly don't. Was it us maybe going negative? This might have been a negative funding situation. Then we went to war with Italy and Italy, which makes sense. Maybe this is 2 different wars with Italy? I'm not sure what's going on. Got a little bit of that prestige back. I mean, we were sitting at 50. We were fine here. And finally, we enters 1946, where we went to war with France. Did okay. That is hilarious. You knew, Tortuga knew it was time to retire. He knew. Okay, fleet tonnage. We're in red. I don't know if there's anything too much interesting here. Okay, we'll go through it though. Red. So then, it's actually the most interesting just to watch how fleet tonnage drops. Why did the United States drop during this? Like, obviously, Great Britain was losing ships to us. It's like how it goes when you go to war with me. Take that. this war with Russia, yeah, we didn't fight each other at all. They didn't lose like any ship tonnage. Okay, we're looking at yellow. Yellow did drop during this war, dropped during this war, did drop during that war as well. Red, Austria-Hungary. Then we must have done our refits or something. So there's little drops here. Kind of interesting to see. Then we went to, okay, that's the previous one. The United States, did they have any? They lost a few. Not really. I mean, honestly, the trend looks the same as Great Britain, who wasn't at war at the time. Italy. Where's Italy? Blue. Yeah, they lost some ships here. It must have been a big battle. But they never really recovered. Then we go over to France. France is in the light blue, which you can, I think, pretty clearly tell. Yeah. Okay, that was interesting. Economy-wise, this is, I think, the most interesting one to me is to see how these economies work. Blue is Italy, and they are, like, negative. Not really sure what's going on here. Red is finally here. Yeah, we got up to third in economy, like, almost right away. I mean, in the first 25 years, that's not right away. That's half the... it's half the game. Maybe Austria-Hungary is just built to have... I think they are actually built to have a pretty strong come-on-late economy. Anyway. I think that's it. So, we lost, in the end, 5 battleships all told. 5 pre-dreadnoughts. We lost more battleships than anybody, but I think... How many of these were lost to actual... I mean, none of them were lost. I think they were all lost to... They all... I can't check, but I think they might have all been lost to submarines or like... Well, they were all lost to torpedoes, I'm sure of that, but how many of them were actually lost in a fight? Did any of them get lost in a fight? We lost 8 heavy cruisers. We did lose a light carrier. That must have been also sunk by... we're going to go back to the ship sunk. If possible. 230 submarines. A lot of submariners lost their lives. But only 31 corvettes. 71 destroyers. Well, that's not surprising. Yeah, I mean, I'm actually a little bit... This doesn't look that good. These are very underwhelming stats. We lost a lot more ships than other people, and it usually isn't that way. Maybe I just played a little bit... Oh, I was Tortucoli. No, I was... Yeah, I was Tortucoli. Admiral Tortucoli. Tortucoli? Ended with this... Okay, they named a new coal lighter after me. They ended... the Gensu Tortogo got an aircraft carrier. Tortucoli for all... I mean, can you imagine how offensive it would be if such a fine service was actually rewarded with only a new coal lighter? Yeah, it would be something. Ship sunk. Let's take a look at this. Why does it say 5? 2. Can I... damn it. Can I see your... I don't believe you. Okay, so this was torpedoed by U.S. submarine, by French submarines. This was sunk in battle of French. Okay, yeah, I do. I think I do remember losing both of these to Russian ships. Actually, I do remember that. That's the battle in the Baltic. The one it was an unexpected battle and I couldn't decline it. I think, right? I don't remember the camion, but actually I kind of vaguely do remember losing this one too. So it is true. But where are the other 2 battleships? Were those sunk by... Like, why is it not... Listen, you said 5. I mean, just don't lie to me. I'm not sure. No, anyway, that's going to conclude it. So, it was a fun run. We ended up with a lot of territory. Austria-Hungary, clearly the dominant power in the Mediterranean. That's beautiful. Screenshot that. Paint the colors. For next series, I don't know. Maybe France. I'll probably do a straw poll, or like a voting poll on the channel. Just keep your eyes out for that in a couple weeks. And then we'll march on. I don't know when the next series will come out. Upcoming content. Of course, I'm going to say the usual. If you made it this far in the series, if you made it all the way through a series and you want to leave a comment about any kind of game you recommend, I take these comments very seriously at the end of a series, because if you've made it this far, you're an interested party. It's like credit. You get social credit. Whatever. You can cash it in by making a recommendation about what game you might want to see from me. I say this because I also do appreciate those recommendations. Usually, sometimes I can find out about new games that way. Things that I'm planning to put on the channel in the near future. Aerobiz Supersonic. Distant Worlds 2 is coming out very soon. That's going to be it's going to dominate the channel for the next month probably. I'm really excited about it. I've already played a series on it, but it was with a preview copy. The release copy is coming out. In fact, the game releases in like 2 weeks. So, yeah, very excited about that. I might try out Diplomacy is Not an Option. I kind of did the Air Billions defense game recently, and made me think about that. I don't know. And whatever else I have. High Fleet is basically done, only has 1 episode left. Yeah, it's time to rethink and try to figure out what I want to do next on the channel. So, like I said, your recommendations are welcome. Other than that, thanks for following me the whole series. It's been fun interacting with you all in the comments. Even though I think my commenting amount is like down, I still do read all of them. But I do feel a little bad about not commenting, not responding to all the comments. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully, if you're here, you did. And until the next series or the next video you decide to watch, or hey, if you come and hang out in the Discord, it's a little bit. I prefer like a very mature, relaxed community, and it's been a bit. People are excited about global happenings right now. But otherwise, you're welcome to come on the Discord and say hi to me there. And there's a lot of people who talk about World Waves there too. All right, that's it. So until the next one, thanks for watching. Stay safe and do take care.